take him off of the Spurs, they still the Spurs. You take him off of the Spurs, they still make the playoffs because they were
That's
that great.
true.
So what?
Whoa,
That's
whoa, whoa,
true.
whoa, whoa.
They make the playoffs.
No,
Yes,
no,
they
they
do.
don't. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They're gonna. You crazy?
No, they don't.
Why they don't,
Because a lot of those guys got their success off of him.
bruh? The Spurs. You take him.
Now this Tracy McGrady been on a generational run of just saying nonsense. Generational run. Let me explain something to y'all. Let me explain something. Like Tim Duncan was a force, right? A force. And Greg Popovich put them in a great system, but that system really only worked because of how good Tim Duncan was. Now, Tony Parker and Manu and all of them, they had Bruce Bowen. All of those guys were good. Like all that is correct. They were good, bro. But to say they were going to make the playoffs without Tim Duncan and they had maybe a mediocre center or power forward, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because Tim Duncan wasn't just only good offensively, like he was a presence on defense. He was a presence on defense. I mean, in the playoffs, he having games where he got 5 blocks and 4 steals. And you just looking like, bro, what in the world? Like, what? But he was a force. So the way you gotta talk about, playing with Shaq made it easy for Kobe, you gotta say the same thing with the Spurs, bro. As Shaq said, they played off of him. They fed off of him. You know what I'm saying? Like them getting their looks were because people were like, yo, we gotta worry about Tim Duncan. Like, would they win games? Yes, because Pop is that good of a coach that his system will allow them to win games. But the West is the hardest conference. You don't, like, especially back then, there were teams with 40-something wins not making the playoffs or 40-something wins in the eighth seed. One year, the AFC had 50 wins. Like, you don't, no. They're not, no, they're not going to the playoffs without Tim Duncan, bro. They're just not. Let's see something real quick. So let's go to 2002. It 2002. Spurs were the number 1 seed. Wait, were they? No. The Kings were the number 1 seed. I'm sorry, they got it mixed up a little bit. But I want to go to the Spurs that year. Why is it not working? There I go. Spurs that year. I just want to look at the stats. Tim Duncan averaged 25 points. David Robson had averaged 11. Tony Parker averaged 9. This man averaged 9 points. I don't think they go to the playoffs without Tim Duncan averaging 25. The next highest is 12. No, they do not go to the playoffs this year. I'm just going to do a few years. And he won MVP that year. I just want to do a few years. So that's a no for that year. 2002. 2003. Now, mind you, David Robinson, he a legend, but he was definitely getting older around this time. So you gotta add that context. He's a legend, but he was getting older. Spurs. This year, Tim Duncan, MVP again, averaged 23 and 12. The next highest on his team, Tony Parker with 15. And then Steven Jackson with 11. Manu was averaging 7. He was 4th in rookie of the year, 4th in rookie of the year voting, averaging 7 points per game. That's crazy. But 23 and 12, come on. I don't think they make it to the playoffs that year. It's Manu rookie season too, because they can make it there without him. Yo, Tracy McGrady need to just. There was a moment in time where we couldn't even find Tracy McGrady. Now he everywhere just talking nonsense. I really hate that for him. I really hate that for him. Spurs would go to the playoffs every year back in the day. Tim Duncan, second in MVP voting. I think Shaq won it this year. 22 and 12. Tony Parker averaged 14. His scoring went down a little bit. Manu averaged 12. And everybody else single digits. He talking about some they would make it without him. What are you talking about, bro? Like, he's in these defensive player of the year conversations too. Like, it ain't just scoring, bro. He's the anchor of their defense. That's what I'm saying, bro. Spurs. Tony Parker averaged 16. 20 and 11 for Timmy. Fourth in MVP voting. Fourth in Defensive Player of the Year voting. First All-Star. First team All-NBA. First team All-Defense. Second highest is 16. For those who joining in on Instagram, I'm going through where Tracy McGrady said that the Spurs would still make the playoffs without Tim Duncan. And I just don't see how that's possible. Because he's their offense and their defense. Like, he is the anchor of both. So I don't really understand that concept of them being... I mean, they will win games because you got Pop and you got Tony on them. But to make the playoffs in the West... Nah, bro. Nah. I'm going to do this last year. It's a down year for Timmy. 18 and 11. And Tony bumped his up to 18. This is when he made his first All-Star game. 18. MVP, 8. Defensive Player of the Year, and 6. All-Star, second team all defense, and second team all NBA. Michael Finley, okay. Averaged 10. Manu averaged 15. Who was the center? Oh, they had Robert Horry this year. It's the year they won the championship? Nah. Wait, this might be the year they won the chip. Or maybe they won the chip. No, they won the chip the year after against Braun and them. They low-key probably could have made the playoffs this year. I ain't gonna lie. But Timmy just means so much to their team, bro. It doesn't make sense to me that T-Mac just sound like a hater. Like, he's saying this stuff. Oh, I could have won a chip with you if I was in Kobe's spot. Like, he just been sounding like a hater lately, and it's been throwing me off a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, Timmy, I love T-Mac as a player, but you accomplished nothing. Nothing at all. No matter. But that's all for your Hoops Talk today. Subscribe to the page. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. And then like the videos. Share the videos. Please and thank you. But that is all for today.